Yo, hoop fans! Your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA Crystal Ball reads. The prediction for today is for Game 4 between the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks. In a high-stakes Game 4 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics are set to battle the Dallas Mavericks in a showdown that promises to be electrifying. With Boston leading the series 3-0, they're just one victory away from clinching their 18th NBA championship, which would cement their status as one of the league's most storied franchises. The Mavericks, driven by the extraordinary Luka Doncic, are fighting to avoid a sweep at home and keep their championship dreams alive. The Celtics have been unstoppable this postseason, boasting a stellar 64-18 regular season record and a perfect 7-0 mark on the road in the playoffs. They're averaging 110.4 points per game, shooting 47.8% from the field and 36.3% from downtown. Defensively, they've been formidable, holding opponents to 100.2 points per game on 46.3% shooting. Boston's knack for turning defense into offense has been a cornerstone of their playoff success, highlighted by their 43.3 rebounds per game and ability to force turnovers. Conversely, Dallas ended the regular season with a 50-32 record, but has struggled to find consistency in the playoffs. The Mavericks average 106.1 points per game on 46.7% shooting, with their offensive output heavily reliant on Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Despite their offensive prowess, their defense has been leaky, allowing 104.2 points per game on 44.8% shooting. This defensive vulnerability has been a key factor in their 0-3 series hole. The Celtics have historically dominated the Mavericks, especially in recent matchups. Over the last 5 games in Dallas, Boston has won all but one, showcasing their ability to thrive under pressure in hostile environments. In Game 3, the Celtics demonstrated their superiority with a 106-99 victory, shooting 46.3% from the field and 37% from three-point range. They outshined the Mavericks in nearly every statistical category, including assists, steals, and turnovers, underscoring their superior team chemistry and execution. Injuries have impacted both teams differently. The Mavericks are missing Greg Brown III, out since January, and Kristaps Porzingis, who missed Game 3 with a lower leg injury and remains questionable for Game 4. His potential return could be a significant boost for Dallas, though his status is still uncertain. Boston, meanwhile, has stayed relatively healthy, with no major injuries to their key players. Boston's success stems from their balanced offense and relentless defense. Jason Tatum has been a standout, leading the team with 25.2 points and 10.1 rebounds per game. His versatile scoring and defensive prowess make him a tough matchup for Dallas. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Drew Holiday have also been pivotal, contributing with scoring, playmaking, and defensive intensity. Despite their struggles, Dallas still has the talent to make the game competitive. Luka Doncic, averaging 28.9 points and 8.4 assists, is the centerpiece of their offense. However, his tendency to argue with referees and lapses in defense have hindered the Mavericks' cohesion. Kyrie Irving, averaging 22.6 points per game, has been a dependable second option, but the rest of the team needs to step up to avoid elimination. Looking at the stats, recent performances, and historical context, the Celtics have a clear advantage going into Game 4. Their superior shooting percentages, defensive rebounding, and road game performances put them in a strong position to close out the series. Boston's top-tier defense has stifled Dallas's offense, and their deep roster has consistently outperformed the Mavericks. Given Dallas's struggles against strong defensive teams and their failure to cover the spread against winning teams, the odds favor Boston heavily. The Celtics have covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 night games against the Mavericks, and their confidence is sky-high following 3 straight wins. Ultimately, Boston's well-rounded game and defensive discipline should be too much for Dallas to handle. Expect the Celtics to complete the sweep and clinch their first NBA title since 2008. The Celtics' recent performances have been nothing short of spectacular. In Game 3, Jason Tatum led the charge with 31 points on 11 of 26 shooting, adding 6 rebounds and 5 assists. His ability to take over games and provide clutch performances has been instrumental in Boston's success. Jaylen Brown has also been a significant contributor, averaging 24.9 points and 6.1 rebounds per game in the playoffs. Derek White and Drew Holiday have added depth and versatility, making the Celtics a formidable team on both ends of the court. It seems the Mavericks gave their best effort in Game 3, but it wasn't enough. Dallas started strong, but Boston weathered the storm, cutting into the Mavericks' lead and pulling ahead in the third quarter. Though Dallas fought back, Boston's ability to refocus and lock down defensively sealed the win. Now, facing a demoralized Dallas team, the Celtics are poised to step on the gas. Boston's defense on Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving has been stellar. They shut down Doncic in Game 3, frustrating him with physical defense and mental pressure. On offense, the Celtics have relentlessly attacked Doncic, forcing defensive breakdowns and creating open shots. This strategy has been effective, leading to easy baskets and open three-pointers. Luka Doncic may respond with a big game in Game 4 due to the criticism he's faced, but it likely won't be enough. His teammates haven't consistently provided support, and his defensive issues will persist. I wish I could say I had predicted the outcome of this series correctly from the beginning. When asked who I thought would win, I consistently chose Boston. However, I anticipated a close series, which led me to ultimately bet on the Mavericks at favorable odds. Boston, though, has outperformed Dallas in every aspect of the game. Now I believe the Celtics will clinch the title on the Mavericks' home court. In conclusion, the Celtics are on track to close out the series and secure their 18th NBA championship. Their balanced attack, superior defense, and consistent three-point shooting give them a clear edge over the Mavericks. Boston's ability to execute their game plan and stay composed under pressure has been impressive, positioning them well to complete the sweep in Dallas. Another bet to consider, Game 4 total score prediction. The pace of play always grinds to a halt in the playoffs, and that's no myth. As the stakes rise, defenses tighten up, and teams feel the strain both mentally and physically. This year's NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks is no different. Both teams have seen their offensive ratings drop a bit in the postseason, but the real story lies in their snail-paced gameplay. Boston and Dallas have significantly slowed down, making points harder to come by. That's why we're heavily favoring the under in Game 4. The Mavericks, after a major roster shakeup at the trade deadline, finished the regular season with the league's seventh fastest pace at 100.6 possessions per game and an impressive offensive rating of 115.9. The Celtics, on the other hand, played at a much slower pace, ranking 24th with 96.13 possessions per game, but boasted the league's top offensive rating at 125.4. Fast forward to the playoffs, and both teams have hit the brakes. Dallas's pace has plummeted to 93.62 possessions per game through the first three rounds, maintaining an offensive rating of 115.2. Meanwhile, Boston has crawled to a pace of 92.45, with their offensive rating dipping slightly to 119.6. This drastic reduction in pace highlights just how tough it's been to score. Playoff defense is a different beast. Teams scout better, defend harder, and leave no stone unturned. This intense focus has made it tough for both the Celtics and Mavericks to light up the scoreboard. The Mavericks haven't cracked the 100-point mark in this series yet, and the average total score for the first three games has been a mere 201.3 points. Despite the sportsbooks adjusting the total down from Game 1's 216 to Game 3's 213.5, and now to 211.5 for Game 4, it still feels high given the current trends. Wednesday night's game saw a combined 205 points, marking the third straight under in this series. Dallas's offense is sputtering, clearly out of steam, and Boston has their number on defense. The Mavericks have failed to surpass 100 points in 4 of their last 5 games, while the Celtics have kept things tight, scoring no more than 107 points in their last 4 outings. Boston's offense has been efficient, doing just enough to secure wins. If the game gets out of hand, they might even rest their starters and let the bench players get some burn, potentially further reducing the scoring. Given the slowed pace and the defensive intensity, it's hard to see this game breaking 211.5 points. The trends are clear. Both teams are grinding it out, possessions are down, and points are at a premium. Expect another gritty, low-scoring battle in Game 4.